I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready for you to
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Mhm.
I'm ready for you to click live.
Okay, I will.
Hi, guys. I hate you.
Me decoy.
No name.
Oh, Claire's not here.
Oh. Anyway, welcome to another wonderful Extreme Stream Dream Team. I'm kind of surprised I even said that.
Yep.
Another wonderful Extreme Stream Dream Team live podcast. And it's not live. It's not live? Oh, this is all pre-recorded. Oh, it's all pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Ooh. I wasn't supposed to say
No,
that.
you're not
was
supposed
I?
to say that.
Oops.
Hmm.
Anyway, so a little bit different of a topic here today, I guess.
Oh, yeah?
Than what we normally do. I guess it's a little bit different, but we'll get to that obviously a lot later. Just to kind of go over a couple things first. It'd be nice if we grabbed that.
Well, you don't know this off the top of your head?
No.
All right, cool.
So, just to go over a couple things first. Saturday night specials. So, for any of you that don't know, you've obviously never been coming here. So, but every Saturday we do a Saturday night special. So, this coming Saturday, being the 14th, we have a 21 plus Nerf night, which is super, super fun. I actually, unfortunately, will not be here for that, which is sad. It's not sad, though. It's actually my mother's birthday, so
Not sad.
it's a happy reason, but 21 plus Nerf night. So in case anybody doesn't understand what that means, it is 21 plus only.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can't come. So 21 plus. So 21 plus only. It is BYOB, meaning bring your own barbecue sauce.
Okay, what does it actually mean, Tom?
Bring your own booze.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to think of something funny and witty to say with that, but barbecue sauce is the only thing that popped into my head. It is bring your own booze. So obviously you can come in, you can drink if you're 21.
I can?
Yes, you can.
Whoa.
Only if you're 21. And you do get one free drink voucher over at Sons of Liberty. I highly recommend their lemonades if you are of age. Now, that does not mean that you have an excuse to act a fool while you're out there, because if you go out there and you're acting way too rowdy and you're obviously way too drunk, really? And you're obviously way too drunk, then we do reserve the right to kick you out. So,
Yeah.
Don't act a fool. Got it? The following night, September 21st, is going to be another adult night. So 18 plus, 0 minimum engagement distance, 400 feet per second rule, 360 for running HPA. Those nights are probably the biggest of the Saturday night specials that we do, which is why we do them so often. We do them every other week.
Yep.
Occasionally we do 2 in a row, which is weird how
It sort of
that
depends,
works. But we do it every other week for adult night because it's so popular. And then the following Saturday, September 28th, is going to be another pistol shotgun night. I've actually been having a lot of people asking when the next one was going to be. There you go. So it is pistols and shotguns only. We are not allowing GBBRs, so gas blowback rifles or SMGs. That is the big problem that we had when we did it way back when.
But Tom, it says machine pistol in the name.
No. So the problem that we had with that is a lot of people were going out there with gas blowback rifles, and it technically isn't fair because you are at more of an advantage than you would if you were running a shotgun or a pistol. So it ended up dying out because nobody really wanted to play because we're like, well, then this might just be a regular normal game day if that's the case. Mm-hmm. So no more gas blowback rifles, and I believe we are also not allowing like tapazines or anything like that if I'm not mistaken.
Any drum mags or anything like that have to be, as we were saying, OEM, so it has to be from manufacturer, not third party.
Exactly. So just to make it a little bit more fair and a little bit more interesting, because if you're going to be running all that, you might as well just be running an AEG anyway. Mm-hmm. And then what's the point of pistol shotgun night? So, but those are the Saturday night specials.
All right. We had this what is airsoft question last week. We're not going to answer it again.
Nope. You can watch last week's podcast.
It's also a joke.
It is also a joke, I know. Anyway, there's an event coming up soon, isn't there?
I believe so.
Really? There's an event coming up soon, isn't there?
Yes. There's someone in chat calling us, by the way.
Who?
Okay. So, yes, there is, Tom.
Oh.
It's going to be October 26th.
Oh.
It's going to be Resident Evil themed. You're the one planning this. I don't know why you're so surprised.
Oh my. Oh wait, yeah, I am.
It's going to be cool.
It is. So tell us more about it, since I'll let you have the floor for a little bit since I talked about the Saturday.
Oh, you're going to let me talk about your event? Okay.
Well, I talked about the Saturday specials. I'm going to give you
We're
some
going to have
floor time.
Zambos.
Zambonis?
No. Zombies.
Oh! Oh, that's what you meant.
Yes.
I need to go back and rewrite the missions then.
God damn it.
Well, I thought there was like rabid Zambonis just running around or something with the way you explained
That would be funny, actually. Let's stick with that.
Just a bunch of like broken down, run down Zambonis just running around. Jesus. Anyway, you may continue.
I actually don't know all the details because I'm not you. We're talking about doing the same economy system, or not the same, but a similar economy system to what we did in the last October op, the Metro op, I believe, right? That's what we're planning. As well as some game modes with a bit more, how we say, wrinkles.
Yes.
In them. They will on the surface appear like standard game modes, but there will be conditions.
Yes. So without giving away any details, obviously, we don't like to say what each mission is going to be until it's the day of. We like to kind of be a surprise. There will be missions that seem straightforward, but not all is as it seems. I guess is probably the best way to put that.
Yeah.
So there will be some new game modes that you guys haven't seen before, or if you're OG, you might have seen before, and I mean like super OG. You might have seen before. But new game modes. We're obviously gonna have a bunch of role players. We'll have zombies out there. We'll have. We're gonna go absolute crazy with the detail on this one, I guess you could say. So as far as the teams themselves, there are 4 teams like we have been doing for a lot of the more recent ops. We have Stars, which will be led by me. We have BSAA, which will be led by Scott Sasamo, the leader of the Rykon Reapers. We have Umbrella, which, did we confirm if you were going to be doing Umbrella?
I believe we will be doing that, yeah.
So Decoy will be running Umbrella, and then we're still trying to figure out who is going to be running the BUMCS?
No.
UBCMS. Yes. Yeah. We're still trying to figure out who's going to be running that, but there will be a 4th leader for that. So those are going to be the 4 teams. Now, as far as pre-reg,
it's live right now.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
So why should they pre-reg?
You'll get to choose your team. My team, of course, because everyone knows Umbrella's awesome. It's true.
Relax.
It's true.
But Leon Kennedy.
Yeah, okay. If you want to side with Steroid Boy, go ahead and choose BSAA.
What's up?
If you want to side with Steroid Boy, is what I said.
Yes.
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 Yes. It's true. It's very true. How else would you?
Canon.
How else would you? Have you seen his biceps?
Yes,
inside?
I have. I've watched him punch that boulder. I think everybody has.
I was just about to say.
But yeah, you get to pick your team. So if you show up the day of, Josh, if you were literally paying attention to, what was it, 40 seconds ago?
Possibly.
I said that I'm leading Stars. Anyway, so if you show up the day of, you can't pick your team. And the reason why we do it that way is we want to make sure that the teams themselves are balanced, so we're not just going to stack everybody on BSAA.
Yep.
So if we get a bunch of people that pre-register, and let's say we get 30 people that pre-register for Stars, and then 10 people each on the other 3 teams.
Which is likely to happen.
Which is likely to happen
because
that's
not likely.
Yeah, it's very likely to happen because it's me.
Not.
Well, it's happened before. We've had it where one team was completely stacked because of pre-reg.
Yeah, but it wasn't your team.
It's happened a few times.
Okay.
It's happened a few times.
Okay.
Before,
It was the Easter Bunny.
Before we did the four teams.
It was the
Thank
Easter
you very
Bunny.
much. Anyway,
And everyone knows it.
obviously the other teams need to get a little bit more balanced. So if you just show up and you pay for your admission the day of, we just put you on whatever team needs you.
Yep.
But when you pre-register, you get to pick your team, meaning if you have a bunch of friends that you want to play with or against, you can pre-reg, pick whatever teams you want. You're going to save yourself some money, and you're going to get a free event patch.
Do what I do. Tell your friends you're going to be on one team, but be on the other team. So, tell all your friends, oh, yeah, you totally want to be on BSAA, but then you go, UBCMS. Yes, that's the name. Yes, UBC. We have some trouble with that sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit.
The Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service.
Yes, that.
That one.
So
technically, there are two Umbrella teams if you really want to get technical.
Yeah. Where, again, you save yourself the $5 for the admission, and you're technically saving another $5 for getting a free patch.
Oh my God.
I am literally going to unplug these phones.
Yep.
Anyway, that only rang once.
Yeah, I don't think they realize that we can check call history.
Oh.
Anyway.
We can. So, make sure you guys are pre-registering. I highly, highly recommend pre-registering. There really is no reason why you shouldn't.
Nope.
There literally is no reason why you shouldn't. So, no, you can't pre-register as Dr. Richtofen. That is a completely different series.
Fair.
So, I don't think Dr. Richtofen is canon in the Resident Evil universe.
I mean, there might be. There's a lot of people in the canon, but
True.
Probably not. It's not a name I'm familiar with from Resident Evil, at least.
Yes. Then again, the rabbit hole is super deep.
Yep. It was funny to watch Chuckles go down that rabbit hole and try to comprehend.
If you guys want to learn a little bit more about the lore of
if you have several
Resident
free
Evil,
hours and have a high pain tolerance.
Yes. A very high pain tolerance.
And you're very good at ignoring stupid nonsense.
Yes.
Science.
So definitely check that out. Definitely pre-register. Highly, highly recommend it. Save yourself the money. Pick your team. Simple as that. Speaking of simple, airsoft is pretty simple, right?
Point and click.
You like that segue?
That was really bad, but
damn. Well, we get a lot of people that come in that look for a pretty decent entry to intermediate level gun that have never played before.
Whoa, you're right.
I am right, aren't I?
It's weird that people who are just getting into the sport would like to have, say, a complete package when they walk out the door.
Yeah, that is almost exactly what I'm trying to say. You put the words right in my mouth. No. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
What? I said what you were thinking, and that's what you were trying to say.
Yes, that is exactly what I was trying to say. So, obviously, trying to get yourself a whole package deal, when you're looking at the gun and the battery and the charger, it can get a little pricey sometimes. So, even if you're looking at your standard entry-level rifle, you're going to be paying above $200 anyway.
Yep.
Where a lot of guns on the market don't really come with the batteries and chargers anymore. You can obviously get lucky with some manufacturers. They'll offer bundle sets. They'll offer combos where you can get the battery and charger. But again, you're either getting something that's super, super cheap and poorly made that'll come with it, or something that's going to be relatively expensive anyway.
Yep.
Well, what if we told you, and by we I mean me because I'm the only one talking right now, what if I told you...
I'm talking too.
Thank you. So what if I told you you don't have to spend an arm and a leg?
I am talking right now.
What if I told you that you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get yourself a really, really good entry-level airsoft gun? Actually, I'd say it's even more of an intermediate gun with the performance.
It definitely is, yeah.
In a super awesome body style.
Whoa.
Yes. So right here we have the G Cm16 Raider 2.0 L, mouthful. So it is an M4, but it doesn't look like an M4. It's obviously got a much, much different style to it.
Yeah.
So obviously it's got the more modernized G&G style that they're going with a lot of their intermediate rifles, their intermediate 5.56 style rifles. But you're getting a short M-LOK style rail instead of like your standard M4 handguard. Almost forgot the word there for a second. Instead of your standard M4 handguard or a standard quad RIS system, you're still getting a carbine length barrel with actually a pretty cool little flash hider on there. It's not like your standard M4 style flash hider. I don't know if you can see that. And it's got a PDW stock on it. It's actually the same stock that they have on the ARP9. So if any of you guys are familiar with the ARP9 or if you like that smaller PDW style stock, boom, there you go. But the kicker is, it comes with a battery and charger.
Whoa.
But not only does it come with a battery and charger,
Whoa.
not only does it come with a battery and charger, but it's an 11.1. And you might be thinking, well, if it's supposed to be an entry or wouldn't 11.1 be too
Well, we
stiff?
said it was intermediate.
No, these things will handle an 11.1 because this has the G&G ETU in it. The gearbox is essentially
Whoa.
the gearbox is essentially the same gearbox that you're getting out of the ARP9. And I can attest to that because I plugged an 11.1 of this thing and I pulled that trigger, and this thing is a lot of fun to shoot. I was actually enjoying it quite a bit. And another good thing that a lot of you guys that don't like Tamiya connectors are going to really fall in love with, it comes pre-wired to Deans.
That is pretty cool. I do like that. Definitely.
And not only does it come with pre-wired to Deans, but if any of you guys have a bunch of other batteries that you use that aren't wired to Deans, it also comes with a Tamiya adapter.
Which is also really cool because that's just handy to have.
Exactly. So you figure getting your gun wired to Deans, that's $10, and then the adapter is usually like another $6 to $10. So that right there, that's saving you $20 right off the bat, not having to get the gun wired and having that adapter in there. So you're saving yourself money on that, and you're obviously saving yourself money by not having to buy a battery and charger because it comes with it's actually a triple split mini 11.1 LiPo. So, which will actually fit amazing inside. It's actually the same battery that they package with the ARP9 combos that they have, that are almost always out of stock, which is kind of weird. So, any of you guys that are wondering how much it is, can I mention how much it is?
$5. $6.
No.
Oh. Like $250?
Yes, actually. It's actually $250 bucks. So you figure if you compare that to other models of gun in a similar style and similar performance out of it, you're going to be spending at least $300, to be honest with you. So to get yourself a super solid gearbox with probably one of the better trigger units that you can get out of a bone stock gun, they're actually the G&G ETU and trigger system is so nice. I'm actually using it in one of my custom builds that I'm doing.
Whoa.
So they're awesome. They're super, super crisp, super, super clean. So I highly, highly recommend checking one of these things out, especially if you're getting into the sport and you got a little bit to spend. It's obviously going to be over that $200 range, but you're getting something that is absolutely worth it. I'm trying to get it to stand, but the disc on the bottom is making it weird. It's absolutely worth every penny you could possibly spend on this thing.
You're terrible.
Yep.
You could just... It's a relatively light gun.
It is.
Well, with the polymer body, because it is a CM16.
What?
Yeah, you didn't mention that part. It's a CM16.
Yeah, I did. I said CM16.
I'm not listening to you.
I noticed.
I like it a lot, actually. I personally would get a longer rail. I don't like having that much free space. It's weird. Kind of scares me a little bit. But it's a cool gun. It's definitely good for starting out. And despite what some people are saying in the chat, like there are plenty of batteries that will fit in here because it's not like as short as the ARP, I don't think.
No, it's about the. It's
all right. Maybe it is, but we have batteries in stock that will fit in this pretty easily.
Yeah. So usually when I sell the ARP9s, we obviously don't have the combo units because they're always out of stock when we try to order them. But the ARP9s, we actually have the Elite Force 11.1 stubby stick batteries.
Someone is asking our thoughts on what they say about the ETU cable clutter. Well, cable clutter, it's not that cluttered. Cool. The ETU itself is not going to be cluttered. The ETU is here. It's the trigger. Well, it's not the trigger; it's the trigger board. But so, I don't really see much of an issue with this.
Not really.
I'm working with them.
So they have made improvements over the older versions. Obviously, the MOSFET, the inline MOSFET that you're getting, and the fuse, it can add quite a bit of extra clutter, I guess, in the.
Is I think what he's trying to say.
Which I guess is what you're trying to ask. But as long as you have the right battery, I've never had a problem with it. And worst case scenario, they make battery extension units. So you can there's a little cap that you can actually add to the end of that that'll make it a little bit longer, so you're a lot less likely to crunch your wires when you're putting in there, and you can put a little bit bigger of a battery if that's what you really want. But I've never really had any problems with trying to put batteries in them.
Personally, what I would do, and this is just me, I would swap this lower, because this is the PDW stock lower, it's really made for that. Swap this lower for a standard CM16 buffer tube lower, and just run a buffer tube. That's what I would do, at least. And that'll give you the same space you'd get on a normal AEG. There you go, your turn.
Thank you. But yeah, no, that'd probably be the only thing that I would change about it, to be honest with you, would be the stock. I'm not a fan of the G&G ARP9 PDW stocks, but I can definitely see why people would like them. I don't like how there's not a lot of space here for me to really plant in my shoulder, but no, these things are super, super nice. Ooh, questions.
Some.
A couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of this gun.
Yeah, what about that gun?
So, I'm trying to think of a segue. I can't think of a segue. Help me think of a segue.
You know what you could do with this gun?
What? What can you do with this gun?
You could have a lot of fun, but you could also be super serious.
Oh, really?
I do agree with this person's observation that it does kind of look a little goofy with the PDW stock and the super long barrel.
You know, I would agree with that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
One gun that I would use as an argument against that is actually one of the Secutor
And
snipers they got. What? Would actually be one of the Secutor snipers that they got.
They don't use that style PDW.
Not this
stock.
style, but they do use a PDW stock.
That's entirely fair.
It's actually more of a PDW stock than this one is.
That's absolutely fair.
Because it doesn't have the little shroud.
I think they're talking more with the exposed barrel.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But no, like, actually the standard G3, again, I'm going to go back to G3s because that's just what I do. The standard G3 actually has a collapsing stock.
Yeah.
Which is weird because it's not a small gun.
Mm-mm.
So. Okay. So how about that having fun or being serious, Tom?
Oh, yes. So, getting to the meat and potatoes.
Whoa.
I'm hungry now. So, getting into the topic at hand. So, if you guys saw what the title was, Why So Serious? So, we figured we'd go over... A lot of people have a hard time differentiating when to have fun and when to take it seriously.
I always take it seriously, Tom, especially when I'm playing in my my beach gear.
So you take it so you take
I take it seriously when I'm playing in my apron
so you
or I'm playing in my Hawaiian shirt.
So you take it seriously when you're pretending
dancing in the middle of the field because someone is looking at me through the plexi in bank. Yes, Tom, I'm taking it super seriously then.
Anyway, so obviously there is a time and place for you to take it seriously, and there's a time and place for you to kind of goof off. Me and Decoy kind of have a similar mindset of when to do both.
Pretty much,
I guess, for the most part.
Always not take it seriously.
For the most part, yes. Yeah. Obviously, there are some situations where you kind of have to take it a little seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't think that's very often.
Right.
Now, and the reason why I say that is we're just a bunch of either kids or grown men or women playing with toy guns. We're literally playing a real-life Call of Duty is essentially what we're doing. Speaking of, the new Call of Duty looks awesome. But anyway, so me and Decoy, whenever we're out there playing or whenever we're doing anything anywhere airsoft related, chances are we're just going to be goofing off. Now, we might not be extremely goofing off. Extreme, huh? We might not be like goofing off to like the extreme extent, but
No, I'm pretty sure we're to the extreme extent, to the extent that we typically would here at Extreme.
True,
yes,
true. But even if it's just kind of like minor goofing off, like we don't take this too seriously. We don't take the sport too seriously because it is just a game, is what it is.
Right.
So we like to have fun with it. We like to goof off. We make jokes. We'll skip through the field and we'll dance and we'll sing and we'll like we don't get angry when we get hit. We don't. The only times we really get angry is when people are ruining the sport for us.
Pretty much.
And that's really the only time that me and him will ever get mad or angry or even take anything seriously is if somebody else is ruining the sport. Because that's a huge thing, is just toxic players that ruin it for everybody else. And I almost forgot what I was going to say there. So I highly, highly recommend being of the same mindset of at least most of the guys on Grippin.
Yes.
And
yes, we have a team of very like-minded people as far as when to be serious, when not.
To give you an idea of a player that comes here to play, I'm not going to mention his name, but he comes here, I'd say at least once a week.
Oh, Steve.
Yes, Steve.
All right.
No, it's Pete, actually. But he comes here at least once a week.
He's here more than once a week. Let's be honest.
But he comes here at least once a week, maybe every other week, depending on whatever.
Uh-huh.
And he is a younger kid.
Okay.
So when he goes out there, he'll take it seriously to the point where, like, he'll use his tactics and he'll make sure he's not just kind of like sprinting and goofing and this and that. But when he is actually out there and he gets bored, he'll just start acting goofy and silly. Like not this past weekend, but last weekend, I was out there reffing, and I'm just standing in a corner.
You're out there reffing?
Yeah, I was out there reffing,
wow.
shockingly enough. I was out there reffing, and it was literally just a 2v2, so it was
like
probably...
back on the field?
I know, shockingly enough.
Jeez.
Especially after that one incident.
Right?
Anyway, so he literally got bored of being serious, that he was literally just running around the field, throwing his gun in the air, yelling, "Wolverines!" Just running around the field. He'd run around a corner, get hit, and then go back to respawn. And then he'd come back running, "Wolverines!" I'm like, he's not even playing. He's just running around the field just yelling Wolverines. He's probably way too young to even get the reference.
I was going to say, like, that movie is older than we are. And
so... And I guarantee you, 99% of you that are in the chat probably don't even know what that reference is. Great movie, by the way.
Rocky V.
No, it's actually Apollo.
So 13? I missed the rest of the movies in that series.
Anyway, so, and then there was another time, this most recent weekend, that I watched him run out of train, sweep around by theater, and then get somebody that was behind the S barrier near Saloon because he couldn't get him from theater. And as soon as he took him out, he went to go back over to train station, and he literally skipping, and he goes, "Tango down." I'm like he's just goofing off. He's having fun with it.
I actually have no idea who you're talking about.
Oh, you know exactly who I'm talking about.
I'm sure I know.
I mentioned him to you.
When? Okay. No. Got it. I get what you're saying. Yes.
So, like, yeah, he'll take it seriously, as in he goes out there and when he's playing, he's playing. But he likes to goof off with it. He likes to have fun with it. He doesn't take it that seriously.
See, Enigmatic Loon got it. We're talking about Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes, it's definitely Weekend at Bernie's.
That's definitely a movie that is older than me?
Yes. It's definitely older than us.
Weekend at Bernie's?
I'm pretty sure it's older than us. No?
That was like 93, 94.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was older than that.
You're going to make me look it up now, but
yes, I'm
going
to make you look it up. So that's what we mean. That's what we mean by knowing when to take it seriously and knowing when to...
It almost just auto-corrected IMDb to IMFDB. It's starting to know.
But that's what we mean when we're talking about the difference between taking it seriously and goofing off.
You got me, 89.
All
right.
Aha. So, now, obviously, there will be times when you kind of need to take it seriously. Like, if you're in a professional tournament-style arena, yeah, take it seriously, go out there, try your hardest. But once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, exactly. Even then, I wouldn't take it seriously, but that's just me.
True.
Um,
So, like, if you're, like, in a hardcore tournament, or if you're, or even, I guess you could kind of say at a milsim-ish sort of environment, where when we were there, yeah, we were kind of goofing and having fun.
Oh, yeah.
But there were moments where
they've seen the pictures of us walking, well, specifically
True.
Mike, walking down the trail with our flag. As a cape.
But there are also moments that we were like, all right, stop goofing. We need to be serious right now. Like, actually, when we made the push on the town, the first push on the town, not the last push in the morning. But when we made the
I
first
don't know,
push on the
Tom.
town.
I was dead. There's a video of that.
Oh,
by
I'm
the way.
sorry. And,
Whoa. Did I just plug a video?
And we were like, all right, well, no more goofing off right now. We need to do this. We need to get A, B, and C done.
Yes.
Sort of thing. Like, we know when to flip that switch, but as soon as we're done either capturing that objective or clearing out that area or whatever it is we're doing, we're right back to goofing off, sort of thing. And when we were back at CP, it was literally nothing but goofing off.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So, or like when we're patrolling and going from A to B, we were goofing, but as soon as we were at the destination, we're like, all right, here's a switch. We need to do this. Let's do it. So, but people like to take the taking it too serious to the extreme.
Yes, definitely.
To the point where they think they're better than everybody else, or they actually think that they're good. Which, yeah, there are some legitimately good players out there.
That's such an interesting way to put it.
Well, there's a reason I put it that way. You know
I know
exactly why I put it that way.
I know exactly why you put it that way.
Because there are players out there that they'll go out and they'll play against hoodies, rentals, the new people
Yes.
that have never played before. And it is so easy to be good when you're playing up against people that have never played before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been out there by myself against like 15 rentals, and they couldn't push up past the halfway. I purposely kept myself at the halfway point to be a little bit more fair, but they couldn't push up past the halfway. It's super, super easy to be good against people that have never played before. So you get these people that have that mindset of they've been playing against all these inexperienced players, and they automatically think that they're super good. So now they automatically assume that when they go out there, no matter who they're playing against, they think that they're really good, and then it ends up turning into now all of a sudden they're getting pissed off, or they're getting angry at other players, or they're thinking people are cheating even though they're not actually cheating.
Yeah.
Simply based off the fact that, well, I must be really, really good because I swept around a team of 20 kids the other day, but now I can't do it against 5.
And a good attitude to have about it. And I realize I can't, like, persuade everybody to have this attitude about it because I've been trying for years and no one listens to me because, you know, what do I know?
What's up?
Exactly. A good attitude to have about it is my attitude. Like, our team's going to go to Autumn Justice, and while Nighthawk kind of showed, not in anything I have footage of, unfortunately, Nighthawk kind of shows that we
because
can
your cameras didn't work the whole damn weekend. Ow.
showed that we can hold up pretty well in a fight, and we can actually do some operator stuff, you know? The problem is that when we go to Autumn Justice, I fully expect to get rolled. Just completely rolled right over. Mostly because they have vehicles and they can do that. But I don't expect us to make any headway at all. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to push my team to do their best. But if we, you know, lose and we're constantly just getting pushed back, whatever.
So I usually go, anytime I
Learning
go
experience.
out on the field, I always go in the mindset of, I am not a good airsoft player.
Well, it's true, but
They don't know that.
I think
So-
Tom, I think they know that.
Shut up. Now, I always go out there with the mindset of,
If you don't know that, come to the Resident Evil event. You'll find out. Actually, you know what? Join Stars because they need the help.
I got you.
Oh yeah?
You can walk home now.
Wow.
So I usually go out there with the mindset of, I'm not that good.
Right.
So, obviously, yes, I know how to play. I've been playing for on and off since I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously have the real side tactics and whatnot from when I was in the military. So, but I always go with the mindset of everybody else is going to be better than me. And the reason why I do that is, one, it lets me go out there knowing that whatever happens, doesn't matter who I'm going up against. If I get steamrolled, great, I was expecting it. But on the opposite side, if I go out there and I'm shredding all over who else is out there, I'm going to feel good about myself because I'm like, ooh, I obviously wasn't the worst person out here.
Yeah, which is kind of what happened at Nighthawk. We're like,
yeah, that was
we're going to be up against
like
teams that they know this field and they're really good. And then, you know, Cloudy's sitting at a bonfire they were having during the night, and people are like, oh man, those guys with the white griffins were, oh my god. And it's like, what? Us idiots? Really? How? How did you lose to us?
Trust me, I'm still surprised about that.
Yeah, me too.
So, and then that obviously, that keeps my mind open to just kind of goofing off and having fun.
Right.
Now, so obviously I don't really get to play too much recently because I do spend a lot of time in the store. Shut up. I spend a lot of time either in the store or reffing or whatnot. So I don't really get that much time to play anymore. But any of you guys that, when I first started working here, if you guys ever played with me, you know that I'm the first one out there singing and dancing in the middle of the field. Like, I've got no problem with just goofing off and having fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And actually, a perfect example from, what was it? I think it was the Christmas op when it was literally in the middle of a game, and I'm just dancing and respawn, just kind of goofing off and respawn, just dancing, and once the respawn timer went off, I'm back in the fight, and I'm just going. So, like, I know when to have fun with it. Like, I don't think I've ever really taken it too seriously. Like, again, the only time I really ever get angry or too serious is if somebody else is out there and they're ruining it. By blatantly, obviously, cheating, overshooting, not calling hits, point blanking. Like, that stuff really, really rubs me the wrong way. Like, it really irks me. Because this is supposed to be an honor-based sport.
Right.
Like, you're giving Airsoft a bad name by going out there and being a jerk, essentially. Sort of thing. So I don't know. I guess this just turned into a PSA of not taking it too seriously.
You know what I found, actually? And yeah, I was one of those people who heard, field employees say this and be like, I don't know about that. But most of the time, and this is absolutely true, trust me, I have plenty of footage to prove it, and it's embarrassing because from my point of view, turns out running cameras really changes the way you view yourself on the field, or at least changed the way I played. Most of the time, you think you're hitting somebody or you think they're cheating, they're probably not. More than likely, they're not.
Actually, to give you an example from...
That's why you run a tracer unit. So
yes, I highly recommend tracer units.
Even then, you can never be 100% sure unless you see it actually ricochet off them, which happens.
Or in a case of, like, one time I shot a dude and it got stuck in the webbing because he had one of the laser cut molly, not the standard molly. And I literally watched the BB and it got stuck in the webbing of his plate carrier and was still glowing. And he's still running. I'm like, dude, I can physically still see the BB attached to you.
In that case, you might not have seen it or might not have felt it. And that's another thing is... That'll happen a lot too, misunderstanding.
Yes.
So don't immediately fly off the handle. Yeah.
But actually, there was one time that this dude blatantly, obviously, like, didn't call a hit.
Oh, it happens.
I was inside of the inside of 2 building. Obviously, this is way back before we added saloon and cut 2 building. And I was looking towards train station. I had a spring pump shotgun. I was actually borrowing Gavin's. Hi, Gavin, if you're watching. I was borrowing Gavin's shotgun because I missed my scattergun. So I was watching over towards train, and one of my friendlies had run by me to go over towards train, and I lost him around a corner over there. Well, one of the guys on the enemy team had come up around, swept in front of me, didn't notice I was there, and started running to where my friendly was. So I put one right in his back. Now, all the lights were on, and I literally watched these 3 BBs. They didn't even split from each other. It was literally a 18 mil BB.
Keep in mind, airsoft shotguns, they don't have a lot of spread, actually.
Not usually.
Oddly enough, like most shotguns using most standard, what is it, OO, whatever the standard
yes,
things,
sure.
yeah.
So I literally watched all 3 BBs.
Turns out a slug doesn't have a lot of separation, Tom. Not a big spread there.
So I literally watched all 3 BBs smack him right in the back. Now, none of the music was playing. I don't know why the music wasn't playing. So it was actually super quiet out there, so you could hear everything. And you heard it was a super loud thwap of it hitting him in the back.
By the way, this is why I say, if you ever feel like you have an issue with people not calling their hits, start running shotguns, because that goes from just a little, I don't even really remember what we used to equate it to, but kind of like a pinch to a punch. So,
Yes.
Whereas, you know, a BB hit is not really light, but, you know, you feel it, whatever, magnify that by 3.
Yes.
That's what getting hit by a shotgun's like if you don't know. They're definitely going to feel it.
Well,
You at least get a reaction out of them.
he just kept running. Luckily, there was a ref right there. It was actually Gavin. He was actually reffing. And as soon as he heard the thwap, he turned around, saw the dude. Dude was still running. Gavin went right after him. So I'll applaud Gavin on being super quick to react to it. But, like, who knows? He might not have felt it.
Yep.
Possibly. But, come on. Like,
Tom, this is not the point of the conversation.
I know it's not the point of the conversation, but I had to mention it.
So, to summarize what he was saying, although I wasn't listening, so we'll find out if I was. You got to know when to take it seriously and when to have fun.
Yes.
In our minds, it's mostly fun, right? We'll get serious when we need to be. Good example, actually. This video I accidentally plugged like an idiot, which they've actually been seeing for weeks because it's also up there. A version of it's up there, but the one from us playing at Nighthawk, we take it fairly seriously going through the town. We do all the proper stuff, even though we know that the enemy's probably not around. We didn't realize there was only 8 of them left at that point. But, we're going very cautiously because we don't know, so we're taking it seriously. As soon as we get dug into that last control point we were at, once I sit down behind the yellow box, jokes
Literally
the entire time. Broken up by me telling people to go do things because they were just standing around, which is something that I have an issue with in Airsoft, because people are just kind of like, oh, we're defending. I'm just going to sit here looking at a blank wall. It's like, no, hop on that window. Or, hey, go over there because we have 12 people right here.
It was a really weird feeling when you're out there. And so at the very end of that particular op, so it was what? 40v40, I think is what it was, originally started off.
Yeah, that's what it started at.
So the very last mission.
40v42, but
whatever it was. So the very last mission was in the town.
Yes.
So everybody was assaulting the town. So we're in the mindset of there's going to be 40 other dudes.
Well, at that point, there was like 20 of green team left.
Yeah.
So we assumed that there'd be 20 of
So we assumed that there was
least.
going to be a bunch of tan. So that's why if you watch the video, we're being super careful about going around. Now, granted, we probably didn't need to clear that first building because it was cleared. But
And also, last we had heard they controlled the town. So as far as we knew, our teams had just broken into town.
Exactly. So we were trying to be 100% sure, because you can never be 100% sure. Enemies can sneak up behind you like it's nothing.
Yep.
If you've played here and you've had somebody sweep up behind you through power, you know.
Yep.
So that's what, but again, like you were saying, we were super serious, went through, cleared the buildings that we went through. We ended up coming up, we met up with the commander who had actually come through and swept up from the other side.
Leading the charge like he shouldn't.
Yeah, which was weird. I also noticed something in the video that I will mention to you after the stream is done.
Oh, yeah?
Kind of calling the commander out a little bit.
Okay.
But you'll notice it when I mention it. But anyway.
How
So
do I know I didn't already notice?
what's up?
How do you know I didn't already notice?
I don't know, actually.
Anyways.
So, but that's a perfect example of when we flipped that switch of being super serious and, all right, we need to get this job done because we have green over there that they're getting assaulted by an unknown number of tan, which only turned out to be like 3 of them. But they were getting assaulted by an unknown number of tan. And, well, they still put up a pretty damn big fight. Like, it was a close game.
Well, because they were able to... Their respawn wasn't that far away. They were able to go respawn instantly. And then, because of that, they were already disengaged, so they could just move around in the trees wherever they wanted to. So they
technically, we could have respawned instantly, too, because we had well, what was it, Fob Hades?
Yes, but the difference is that their spawn was pretty much not in view, but close enough.
True.
They were a little bit closer. They were but the point is, like, they were able to, if they get hit, disengage, come back around, and hit us from different angles, which they tried sometimes. Luckily, we were smart. We being our team was smart because we made sure to post people in multiple places looking multiple directions. So when they tried to come around the back of our, fortified area, we had people watching. But
that's actually a perfect example of when to take it seriously. Not too serious, though.
Apparently we have a Discord.
Apparently. I didn't mention anything about a Discord.
Oh, they're talking about... No, it's because Mike mentioned that Discord channel.
Oh.
No, that is not a public Discord channel.
No, it is not a public Discord channel. So, but, we highly, highly recommend adopting the more... You don't necessarily have to be goofy. Relaxed, exactly. You don't have to be goofy. You don't have to be dancing around in the field. You don't have to go out there and sing. You don't have to act like a fool. But we definitely recommend being more relaxed.
Oh, I was going to bring up my point. And this ties into me watching my own videos back, changing my entire outlook and manners in the game. I used to try to take it super seriously. I used to really want to be one of the best and look good in my own videos. And part of that meant I was taking it way too seriously because I thought that's what I have to do to get good. And I did not like how I would have to portray myself in my videos because the entire time I was like, this is just me trying too hard, and then I stopped taking it so seriously, started doing more goofy stuff, and
Yeah.
I enjoy the sport a lot better now.
Now, to get on a little bit more of a serious note here.
Oh yeah?
So I didn't mention this earlier. I purposely wanted to save this for after the actual main topic.
Oh,
but,
yeah?
If you guys have been following us on social media or literally any
What's the social media?
Shut up. Or any airsofter for that matter. Cliff. Our buddy Cliff from Elite Force.
Oh, Cliff. I know him.
So any of you that have been watching our streams or on our Instagram or Facebook, or if you follow any of these other major fields that are around the country or anything like that, you would already know. But anybody who isn't familiar, Cliff is a really, really big influence on the airsoft market, especially when it comes to Elite Force. Everyone,
what's that?
Everyone across the country, as far as airsoft fields and retailers and even big name YouTubers like Jet Desert Fox and Unicorn Leia, they all know who Cliff is. Unfortunately, he did lose a lot of personal property at home because of a flood.
Yep.
And what a bunch of the fields, we have SS, we have Tac City, and Oregon Airsoft decided to start a GoFundMe for him. And we're trying to raise money to help him out. He really, really needs the help. And we've already broken past the halfway point, which is awesome. This obviously shows that the airsoft community really does care about it.
Yep.
But we still have a lot more to go.
Remember, if he doesn't have a house, he can't make the Elite Force stuff. That means no more certain KWA guns, no more VFC. Shut up, Tom. No more HMK.
So
oh, I hate myself for that one too, actually.
But anyway, so he still needs some more help. Like
no
I said,
more amoeba. He can't make
no
amoeba.
more amoeba. So we still have quite a bit more to go, and it would, I guarantee you, it's going to mean a lot to him if we all just chip in and help out.
Yeah.
So I donated the other day. I'm a broke adult.
Good for you.
I've literally got no money. I'm always broke, and I would literally bend over backwards to help Cliff out, because I know he would do the same thing for any one of us if we were in the same situation. Because Cliff is that good of a guy. He would be the first one to literally bend over backwards and literally give you the shirt off his back just to help you out.
Truth. Very truth.
So why not return the favor? So that's the reason why we started this GoFundMe is because he's such an amazing guy. He is probably one of the best people you will ever talk to. Literally the nicest guy you will ever meet.
Yep.
If you've been here for any of our events, you would know that if you've ever gone up to and talked to him, he is literally the most chill dude you will ever meet. So seriously, hop on our Facebook, click on the link for it. We posted a video on our Facebook and our Instagram about it. Definitely hop on that link, or if you follow any other social medias that happen to have posted it, definitely go ahead and click on the link. Even if you're only donating a couple bucks, every penny helps. So definitely, we need to show Cliff that he's not in this alone.
Well put, Tom.
Thank you. Getting a little teary-eyed there almost.
Yeah, I know.
Actually.
So, questions and answers.
Oh, questions and
All
answers.
right.
Oh, we got
Starting off,
more.
we actually got a few. We got at least one good one that we could talk about for a little bit.
All right.
Scopes for AKs. Do we have any?
So we don't have any of the the PSO scopes, I think is what they are, the PSO ones or whatever they are.
I believe he has the Lancer Tactical AKS 104.
So we don't have any AK specific scopes, but we do have some AK side mounts.
Is the AK 104? Isn't that that's the Lancer Tactical, isn't it? It's the one with the rail.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh well, then yes. I'll go look.
No, I think the 104 is just the all black furniture.
I'll go look.
But anyway, so we do have a couple of these side mounts that you obviously, they'll give you a Picatinny mount on the top so you can toss a red dot or a magnified optic. But they will only work if you already have the actual mount for that side mount.
Which the 104 does have.
So if it is the 104 and it is that same model, then you can get that AK side mount mounted on there, and then that'll give you your space for your optic.
Yes. Thoughts on the Ronin chest rig?
Ronin chest rig.
That's what the question said.
I'm not familiar with that, actually. The Condor Ronin chest rig?
I'm going to assume so.
Because that's
Or
really
maybe
the only thing that's
not.
popping up.
I don't know. That's not very specific. So
Yeah.
chest rigs are a good light alternative.
So, I'm not usually a fan of chest rigs in certain situations. I feel much more comfortable in a full plate carrier, hence why I have the 511 Tactic. But if you want to be lightweight, if you're only going to be carrying what's absolutely needed, which generally speaking in a CQB environment is just magazines, you're only going to be carrying what you needed. Again, super lightweight, super breathable. You're not going to overheat like you would with your standard plate carriers. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever the chest rig happens to be, go right ahead. I have one of the Lancer Tac AK style chest rigs, and I don't really run it because again, I'm not really a chest rig sort of guy. But
It's
absolutely,
it wasn't uncomfortable. It holds a lot.
I think it's got It's got 5 double AK pouches.
Yes. So
On
that's actually quite a lot.
That's a lot. So I'm holding 10 AK mags on me, plus 1 in my AK if I'm ever running an AK, which isn't very often. It actually will hold on to 7.62 NATO mags.
Yes, I know.
So if
AK
you're running
mags
like
are bigger than. Anyways.
Shut up. So actually, no, AK mags are about the same length.
Anyways.
So, but no, chest rigs, yeah. If you want to adopt that more lightweight, stealthy-ish approach, absolutely. I've got nothing against chest rigs.
It's good for marksman loadouts, sniper loadouts, and
CQB, like lightweight,
and most, with the exception of like super modern, but most CIS style, CIS being Russia and their allies style things, because they kind of haven't really adopted plate carriers as they are now, but that's a fairly new thing. There's for the Attack AK 104
batteries for it. That's wired to the top, I believe.
If it's wired to the top, you're going to want one of the skinny lipos.
Yeah.
If it's wired to the stock,
pretty much almost any battery.
if it's wired to the stock,
yeah.
he's probably not asking questions then.
Yeah, if it's
this
wired for
skinny
the,
lipos.
yeah.
Glock 17 Gen 5 in the U.S. Is it?
No,
Okay.
no, because if it was, we'd have it, and
Yes,
we would have
true.
spotlit that. And we'd probably be one of the first ones to get it.
Well, you would have. I wouldn't have because I'm not a Glock person. But
No, I mean the store.
Is Flecktarn a viable camo? And they have a little thing that they add to that, specifically in the New England region.
In the New England region, not really.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Too much brown. Actually, no, Flecktarn. I'm trying to think.
It's I tend to wear those Flecktarn pants.
Yeah, they have a lot of brown in them, don't they?
I'm gonna actually I'm gonna actually say it's not the best, but considering it's developed for it's specifically the Black Forest in Germany, and that's somewhat similar to New England forests, somewhat. It's definitely not the worst. In fact, M81 is worse than Flecktarn would be.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, because usually up in the New England area, there's not as much brown.
Yes.
As you might think there is.
Which is why a lot of Green Zone is considered one of the best for this region.
Green Zone, I think ATAX FG has very, very little brown. It's a lot of like lighter tans and greens in there.
And I heard a lot of conversations specifically from one person on our team, but about AOR2. AOR2 is all green, and it's all kind of bright green.
Yeah.
So stay away. I'm going to say stay away from that for anything.
So a lot of the digi-camos aren't really all that effective.
It's not digi-camo, though.
AOR2?
Oh. Are you saying Marpad's not perfect?
No. No, yes. What?
Don't question me.
Anyway, so if you want to get a good camo that's going to be effective in the New England area, get something that doesn't have... yeah, that's got quite a bit of brown in it. Get something that doesn't have as much brown.
Well, okay. How about we look at an image that's not...
Okay, that's not that bad then.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
In the sense of Flecktarn, because it's actually one of my favorite camos. For some reason, my stupid team doesn't want to adopt it. I highly recommend getting surplus pants. Like, don't buy Rothko's. Don't buy whoever makes more other ones. Find some surplus ones, because surplus German army pants, like, they're probably the most comfortable pants I own. And they just happen to be.
Well, they don't cut corners over there.
No, they don't. I was trying to figure out if that was a joke or not because you presented it that way. But no, they're actually it's actually really comfortable.
Yeah, as far as a camo that I'd recommend, he asked what would we say the best camo for New England.
My experience, Pencock Green Zone.
So I would say in general, because Pencock can get a little expensive.
I'm gonna come in here and say Marpat's not, because Marpat is also very heavily brown, and it's developed for okay, this is a weird phenomenon you get where certain camos are developed for where you see a lot of concentration of certain armies or military forces in this case. Marpat is developed mostly actually for the Virginia, North Carolina area where it's very, very brown and green. And yeah, when you're at Bellahack, you disappear. Up here, it's a lot more green. Mm-hmm. You don't really.
Yeah. So obviously, Pencock Green Zone is probably going to be one of the most effective camos in the New England area.
I'll grab an example.
But I would say overall, just in general, if you don't want to spring the couple extra bucks for Pencock Green Zone, pretty much anything. Yeah. So pretty much anything.
Like this.
Yeah. So it has a little bit of brown in it, but you can see it's got more of that green, which is actually a brighter green than what you would be used to on most of your standard BDU style, like your M81s or anything like that.
We have heard stories about people almost being stepped on because they were wearing this. So there you go.
So anything that's going to have, it's going to shy away from a lot of the darker, heavier colors. And obviously, because it's a little bit brighter out here in the wooded areas. So the greens are a little bit brighter. The browns aren't as deep and heavy, which is why like Pencock Green Zone or ATAX FG would work really, really well for this.
But here's one thing you have to remember. When choosing a camo, it's not about blending in. It's about breaking up your human silhouette. That's all it's about. Mm-hmm. So in that argument, yeah, that's why ghillie suits are so effective. However, they're also not effective in airsoft because you're going to be wearing them the entire time and you're going to die.
Yes. That is very true.
But, yeah, that's sort of the idea behind it, is to break up the human silhouette. Because that's what, the eye is trained to look for patterns, and that's what they're going to be looking for as a human, which is why you dress like a clown.
Yes.
Because they're going to expect.
They're going to be
Army
expecting
men.
Army guys.
Yes.
So Chili just asked, what about Cryptek Mandrake?
Gross.
I'm not a fan of Cryptek because, believe it or not,
Mandrake, exactly.
I'm not sure
I don't
what
know what
Mandrake
the difference
is.
is.
I think Mandrake is the greener one. But when it comes to Cryptek, there's too many straight lines in the design.
True.
If you look at anything in nature, there are no straight lines. There's not a straight line anywhere. So you're taking something that's going to be angular, something that's going to be like, it's going to have exact points. You're going to stand out like a sore thumb.
Yep.
So I'm now, yeah, Cryptek can look pretty cool in certain kits, but it's not really effective in any, unless you're going to be somewhere where straight lines and angles are prominent, like an urban environment.
The new Australian Navy camo.
I haven't seen.
This is probably not going to be up to date, but
Probably not. Ooh, okay.
I think this is the new one.
It's interesting.
I don't know. Personally, I'm not like a huge fan of the look of Ozcam in general as Army. Personally, it's not my thing.
Yeah, I couldn't really see myself wearing it.
But
Now, what I would wear...
it is certainly different, though.
It is. What I would wear, just for the sake of memes, is the Navy digital camo. The U.S.
Oh,
Navy
the blueberries.
digital.
You want to be a blueberry?
Yes.
Yes. You know they don't wear that anymore.
I know.
Do you know what they do wear? I'm pretty sure they're wearing Marpat now. But like desert Marpat. I'm pretty sure
That's
is.
weird.
I think what I heard they're wearing.
So Chili just asked, where would you say ACU works? There's only 2 areas that ACU would actually... 3 areas.
That one guy's couch.
So if you have a grandmother that has that old floral-looking couch, it's effective there. It's effective if you lay down on gravel and don't move.
Yep.
And it's effective if we ever have to invade the Atari homeworld.
Actually, you know, I have seen some pictures of Army soldiers in Afghanistan in some of the environments there because they can get sort of that color, and it is somewhat effective.
Somewhat.
But
multicam is a lot more effective than...
What's really effective is the fact that, as it turns out, Afghan shooters can't shoot at all.
Yes, that is very true. That is very true.
I just watched a documentary the other night, and it was really funny because it's from the perspective, and it's all about this... I thought you were laughing there for a second.
No.
This older war journalist. And it's really funny because, like, he and this soldier who's protecting him they're being pinned down by a sniper, and they're just kind of sitting in this little indent in the side of a hill, and they're super exposed, and like it's very likely that the sniper is not over this way where they're trying to take cover from, but actually in front of them. Nothing happens. Like no one gets hit that entire time. Like the worst thing that happens in that incident is his son, who's also with him, slips and falls. But yeah. OSB and ATEX, you showed me. Where can I grab a decent shirt and pants of either?
So...
Oh, you know it's a good camo?
What?
UCP Delta.
Yes, UCP Delta. Effective literally nowhere.
Yeah.
But cool camo. So
gross.
As far as getting shirts and pants and certain camo designs...
You can't get it. They don't make it anymore. You can still get it, but they don't make it anymore. Project Honor.
Yes. Probably the least effective camo.
So, if you don't know Project Honor, it's got a cool color scheme to it, I will admit. But it's literally the LBX logo digitized and repeated.
Yes.
And if you ever look at it, you'll be like, that looks like those are the symbols from Medal of Honor. You know why? It's literally the symbols from Medal of Honor.
Yep.
They partnered with EA to make an actual camo. It's really stupid.
Yes.
Kind of why I like it so much.
I would run it just for the memes.
I knew a guy who was hardcore about this, and that's all he would wear. It's like,
speaking of, am I the only one that's upset
Yes.
that Medal of Honor is now no longer a thing?
Yes, actually.
I liked Medal of Honor.
You know what people don't... Which ones?
Yes.
You know what people don't quite understand about Medal of Honor? This is a problem with people bringing up video games with me around. Medal of Honor is the whole reason that all these other series exist. Medal of Honor did it first, right after Saving Private Ryan. People from Medal of Honor didn't like where they were going in 2 because they were going more cinematic and they want to go more realism, which is going to be really odd when you hear what I'm about to say. So they go and do Call of Duty.
Yes.
To be fair, 1 and 2 were fairly...
true, yeah.
So it's the granddaddy of all these fancy, shooter games that you all like, and no one seems to give it any respect for that.
And I'm super upset that the newer Medal of Honors, the modern ones, I'm super upset that those got so much flack. I actually really liked those games.
You know what? They actually tell a very good story. They don't execute it well.
Not really.
The game's not well coded.
True.
But they do tell a pretty good story. And, I enjoyed most of it.
Yeah.
It's got some really cool set pieces.
It was one of the few shooter FPS games that I could play that I was actually pretty decent at.
Not Warfighter. Warfighter is... It was a little bit worse. But if you play the reboot, Medal of Honor, they have this one scene where you are... a bunch of soldiers, a bunch of SEALs, pinned down by enemies in a valley.
Yes.
And you literally are going back and forth between the soldiers and then the Apaches trying to give them support. And it's really cool. And then I think right after that is where you do the Hilltop Assault, which it's a small moment, but it's one of my favorite things, where an F-16, because you can see the silhouette, it's an F-16, drops a bomb on a fortification not too far from you. And what happens when this happens is it suddenly starts raining down mud after the explosion, which no game ever does. But that game did, because they were like that kind of attention to detail. It was actually a good game.
Yeah, that one point when you're pinned down in the inside that valley and you've got literally nowhere to go behind you and you're stuck in that little house, and it's weird because other games have tried to capture that moment of oh god, we're getting overrun, this is super. But I was actually feeling super stressed out because in every other game that does that, your computer allies they're just computers and they're shooting at the enemy and it's all right, whatever. So if I run out of ammo, they'll take care of it. Well, but they're legit running out of ammo and they can't shoot back.
Yeah, I think that they programmed in this game is people running out of ammo, and in that specific segment, I think it's in other segments too, but in that specific segment, other than the 3 story specific guys, the guys who need to make it to the end, all your allies are expendable. They can and will die, and there's nothing you can do about it. You will, by the end of this, you will probably be just you and your 3 buddies.
And it, I need to start playing it again.
Yeah, I might go play it again.
Download it on the PC.
The PC controls are ass, though.
I know. Plug a controller into it.
I don't know if it supports that.
Really?
I told you, it's poorly programmed.
I have mod it.
I could do that. Yeah.
The multiplayer was fun.
Hey, what about video games?
What about it?
I heard there's a new video game coming out, Tom.
Oh, yes.
You're in it.
What?
Because the beard and the 511 stuff.
Oh.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I did have some guy at Nighthawk go, "Are you supposed to be that guy from Ghost Recon?"
No, he's supposed to be me.
I wasn't actually trying to say it like that.
I know, but...
So, the new Ghost Recon. I don't know.
Do you want to tell them?
Yeah, might as well.
Because I realize now that before we did this, I said we're not going to tell them, but...
Yeah, well, because it's weird. It's
away.
weird talking about it because, when Cloudy first started working here, we were like, all right, we got to not talk about video games. But, so... The new Ghost Recon.
People come and buy guns here in video games.
So, new Ghost Recon is going to be coming out.
Never heard of it.
Shut up. So, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which he decided to point out was actually a...
not actually a word?
Yes, not actually a word. But anyway, besides the point. So, anybody who is familiar with the Ghost Recon Wildland...
Never heard of it.
Wildland game, which is probably one of my favorite modern games that have come out.
Hashtag not
recently.
my Ghost Recon.
So...
Hashtag not my Rainbow Six.
Not my Rainbow Six. So, obviously, they're going to be making a sequel to Wildlands called Breakpoint. And
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. We forgot to answer. Where
Oh.
can you buy BDUs? Surplus stores mostly.
yeah, surplus stores.
Um,
That's where I got most of mine.
Depending on where you are, there are some pretty decent ones. The one here in town is kind of lame. They don't have a good selection. There are a few floating around northern Massachusetts called Army Barracks. They're pretty good. They also comment weird things on some of our posts. Like, literally a comment, hashtag Army Barracks Airsoft. I'm like, you barely sell airsoft, guys. I literally went into one of their stores and I was just like, all right, show me something cool from the airsoft section. They couldn't think of anything. It was funny. I'm not trying to throw shade. I do like them. They do carry some good stuff. But
Yeah, I need to check them out one of these days. I haven't been there yet.
that's where you can get your MREs.
Ooh.
Depending on which store, buy the case.
Lunch for the next month?
Probably. I just like how they
So-
have one downtown Salem, so I can just walk there when I'm up there. Anyways.
So yeah, to continue. So the new Ghost Recon game is going to be coming out relatively soon, in less than a month now.
Yep.
So it's going to be released on October 4th. Well, on October 3rd, GameStop is going to be releasing it.
Whoa.
So specifically the Fall River GameStop.
But only the Fall River?
I don't know if it's only the Fall River GameStop,
Okay.
but specifically the Fall River GameStop is going to be releasing it at 9 p.m. on the 3rd, meaning you get it 3 hours earlier than everyone else. If
I
you
hate
pre-register.
that we're actually doing advertising for GameStop right now. I know, but
Yeah, I
like,
know,
I spent
it's-
so long
yeah.
doing that when I was there.
Well,
Uh,
I bet you're asking why we're even bothering mentioning this.
because we're nerds.
Well, yes, we are nerds, but yours truly will actually be there.
I will maybe be there.
Yeah, representing Extreme, obviously. I'll be going there on behalf of Extreme Airsoft. I'll be handing out swag and whatnot.
And
stickers.
looking like a nerd.
And I will actually be dressing up as Nomad from Ghost Recon and basically kind of be there and building up hype, and people can take pictures with me, and kind of for the whole, I don't know, kind of for the fun of it, I guess.
Yes.
Is probably the best way to explain it. So if you guys are super excited for the new almost like Call of Duty, I'll be doing that too. But if you guys are excited for the new Ghost Recon, and you guys happen to be relatively near the Fall River area, I highly recommend going to that store, pre-ordering it, so that way you can go in on that on the 3rd, which I believe is a Thursday.
Yes.
They will be starting to line people up at 6 p.m. and they will ultimately do the release at 9 p.m. Which again,
Yes.
you'll get it 3 hours earlier than everybody else.
Yes, the new Ghost Recon is fairly futuristic, but the guns and the gear are existing technology.
Yes.
We have a kind of a story here where when the first trailer for that came out, I was literally sitting in the back, wearing jeans, a red t-shirt, and the TacTac plate carrier, 511 TacTac plate carrier, which you can see right here on display in the store, because we had just got them, which is literally what Nomad's wearing in the trailer, so it was really funny. I was just like, oh, it's me, right now.
Except he's wearing multicam.
Pants, whatever.
So
You don't know that for sure.
Anyway, so yeah, definitely check that out. Like I said, I'll be going there on behalf of Extreme Airsoft. So
I'll try to go, we'll see.
yeah, so head there, check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be hanging out there pretty much the whole day for the most part. So if you're in the area, stop on by, check it out, say hi. Even if you're not pre-registering the game from there, just stop on by, say hi, take some pictures, trying to build some hype for the game, and obviously trying to help Extreme Airsoft get a little bit more exposure while I'm out there. So definitely check that out. I will also be doing the same thing for Call of Duty when the Call of Duty release comes up.
Wow, what a flex.
Yes.
Now, this isn't just because you pre-ordered them anyways and you decided to show up in gear, right?
No. That's not why this idea came
Just
up.
to tie this in, don't go out in public in your gear. We got
Yes.
clearance to do this.
I did get permission to do this.
We
all right?
had to talk to the store manager, and I'm going to assume local PD has been contacted.
So
I
so the store manager is contacting local PD to make sure that they know that somebody is going to be there in full military gear and my airsoft guns with an orange tip. So I have permission to do this. All right. Nobody else show up and do this, please. I guarantee you, it's just going to ruin everything for everybody.
Yep.
I have permission to do this from them.
But come say hi in your civilian gear.
Yes. But definitely come on by, say hi. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. All
Just
right.
don't ruin it, please.
We are a bit over time.
A little bit.
A little bit. So to summarize, this thing,
Yes.
come buy it.
Pick it up now, today.
Yes.
Not today, tomorrow.
21 plus Nerf this Saturday.
Yes.
Op,
Adult night next Saturday.
Yep. I'm going to say Op Resident Evil, that's what it's called. Extreme Outbreak, October 26th. What?
I'm waiting for what's next.
Pre-registration has been open for like 2 weeks now. Oh, hey, and do you like buying things from the comfort of your own home with or without pants?
Yes, actually, that is exactly what I like doing, with or without pants.
We actually have our online store up finally. Selection is still growing. Our catalog is still being built.
Yes.
Literally every day we're adding things. But you can shop at Extreme from home, and we'll do all the work for you except for the opening of the box.
Well, you kind of have to do that on your own. We're not going to take that pleasure away from you.
I mean, you could, I guess theoretically you could buy it online, then bring it in and have us open it for you.
Technically,
Like,
but why would you do that?
I would find that actually pretty funny, personally. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So online store is live.
Yeah, so
Check it out.
Go check it out.
Go look at things.
Go make
Buy some things.
him do some extra work where
Yes.
you have to put packages in boxes and send them out.
I have to make all the boxes myself.
Yep. It's a lot of paper mache.
Would have nightmares about
Again,
those
it's going to be
boxes.
funny for me. Anyways, it been Decoy.
And no name.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Or this weekend.
Or this weekend if you're here.
Or tomorrow if you want to come in. I don't know.
Or even possibly,
Or possibly yesterday if you came in.
yeah. Or if anybody came in today. Nobody came in today.
I came in today.
I came in today.